If you store treble hooks like this, you deserve to get bitch slapped. Hi everyone, David Brownshingle here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to discuss with you one of my biggest tackle storage OCDs, and that's how to properly store your spare treble hooks. Because let's face it, most of you, in my opinion, are doing it wrong. Most of you are probably doing exactly how we did in the intro. We grabbed ourselves a 3700 series box, put our little compartment tabs in there, opened up that fresh pack of treble hooks, put them in there, shut the lid, and maybe you think you're fancy and grab yourself a permanent marker or Sharpie and label them. That's completely wrong, and I'm about to tell you why. But before I tell you why and how I'm going to fix that and show you a way better system to store your spare trebles, you should hit that like and subscribe button. Now, the number one reason as to why storing your treble hooks loose in a tackle box like this is all wrong is because I don't care if you own a John boat, a bass boat, a multi-species boat. Every single wave you hit, your tackle box is doing that in one of the compartments. And the hooks are bouncing all around it. Even if you got them jam-packed in there, I don't care. Those hook points are rubbing against each other, rubbing against the side of the box, and slowly but surely they're dulling themselves out. It may not seem like it at first, and you might think David, you're completely wrong, until you start losing fish. Trust me, it's happened. I've taken out treble hooks after a while and did the nail test to my nail here to check the hook points, and they were duller than dull. So unless you are willing to take a file and sharpen every single one of those hook points again, you're going to start losing fish. Reason number two as to why storing them in a box like this, free willy-nilly, is wrong is moisture and rust and corrosion. Maybe one day you're going down the lake and you stuff a wave by accident, or it's raining, humid, etc. Moisture eventually gets in these boxes, and moisture plus metal equals rust. So your hooks are all those expensive hooks that you just bought are rusting out and are probably garbage now. Reason number three as to why carrying your hooks in an open compartment like this is wrong is if you're like me and you have kids, I think you know where this is going. You take your treble hook box out, you swap out some fresh hooks on your crankbait, top wire, what have you. Maybe you forget to put the box back in the compartment or something. You just forget about it. And your kid comes up on the front deck, decides, oh, that looks interesting, I want to open it up. And next thing you know, oops! Now you got treble hooks all over the deck, and have fun trying to resize them and put them back in their proper spot. So now you're at this point where you're thinking to yourself, but David, I got a simple solution. Why don't I just keep the hooks in the package and then put them in the 3700 series box or an open core box? Wouldn't that solve the issue if my kid decides to dump it out or what have you? Or, then the hook points won't also be rolling around, dulling themselves out. Well, the issue I have with that is twofold. One, you're not solving the moisture issue. Two, you're taking up a lot of space that isn't being used wisely. So you're telling yourself, well, what if I get a waterproof version of one of those boxes? That will solve it, right? Or even we'll go a step further and get something with rust inhibitors in it. Well, the problem I have with that is, again, you're wasting space. If you're just trying to put the package in said box, you're wasting a lot of space yet. And also, unless it's an open core box, not every package is the same. So it's not going to fit in a normal 3700 series box. And like I said, with the open core design boxes, you're still wasting a lot of space. And then now you're thinking to yourself, well, David, there's a couple of companies that make boxes with those foam slits in them. Why don't those, what's wrong with me using those boxes? Well, I know that there's a lot of people that use the Gamakatsu foam slit box. I looked into it even. The problem that I had with those boxes are they're not waterproof. They're not solving the moisture issue. I even bought one or two off of Amazon that had a waterproof, that said that they were waterproof with a gasket and everything, and they weren't waterproof. They leaked. So that's no bueno. So, which leads me to my ultimate treble hook storage grand solution here. This is my treble hook storage box. It's a Plano Edge 3700 series that I've done a little bit of tweaking to. Not really the box itself, but what I've done is I went to Amazon and bought some of these foam padding sheets. This one here is a 1/4 inch thick. It has an adhesive back, which I don't use. I just leave the board on. And what I do is I'll take this foam pad here, take a scissors, and I'll cut it to shape to the compartment that I want to install it in. And then what I do is I take a razor blade and I just make 3 cuts into it. Not all the way through, but enough to where you can start to feel it hit the back of this adhesive paper. What you end up with here is some 3 slits like that. Oops, hopefully you can see that. That wasn't supposed to happen. But now you can take your treble hooks and just pop them in, and now they're not going to fall out of place. They're not going to dull themselves out because they're not jiggling all over. If you do it right, you can put these, put them in here into the compartment, and they're not going to fall out if your kid accidentally flips the box over. You know, it's just really handy. Most of these size hooks I can get about 20 to 25 depending on the size. Obviously the bigger hooks you can't get that many in, but you know, you can just stack them on top of one another. Usually I can get 2 to 3 foam pads in here at a time, and you can store a lot of hooks that way. And then what I like to do is I like to take the original packing, save the label, and I'll cut out the label, and then I'll take some packing tape and I'll tape it to the inside above the compartment to designate what brand and what size hook I'm dealing with. If you don't keep the little cards, you can just make your own out of paper or whatever, and that'll work. So there you have it, my ultimate treble hook storage solution that not only keeps them from dulling themselves out, it's pretty much kid dump proof, also rust proof, because now we're dealing with a box that has the rust inhibitors built in. But you know what? If you got a better solution than mine, feel free to comment in the comment section. Or maybe if you have a similar system, or maybe if you decide to try my system out, and I'd like to hear what you think about it. No, it's we're all here to learn and learn from each other. So until next time, I'll see you out in the water.